up, guys? Boy, Benny. So let me tell you how the game works, right? Somebody on the left wishes to criticize the commentator on the right when we're talking about Joe Biden. They say you're taking Joe Biden out of context. You don't understand the subliminal, subtle nature of the man spitting out an alphabet soup from his dentures as he slurs and he slops his words together. It's not even English. You're missing the context of the man. He's so smart. He's so intelligent. It's like William Shakespeare. You just don't understand. And so we're going to do our best on this program to try and mitigate that criticism by taking Joe Biden directly at his word. Here is a clip where Joe Biden says, "My butt's been wiped," to the press. Now, I don't know if this is just a senior moment. I don't know if he just happens to be telling the truth at this exact second. But this is Joe Biden saying, to the best of our ability to tell, "My butt's been wiped." Here.
My butt's been wiped. My butt's been wiped. My butt's been wiped.
What? Is there any other explanation for what he just said? Anything? My butt's been wiped. Is there any explanation other than that? I mean, if it's an English explanation, he's saying something else in English, please let me know. Let me know. Happy to correct this one. What else is Joe Biden possibly saying there? The Queen of England, right, married to the king, Camilla Parker Bowles, says she can't stop talking about Joe Biden's long fart when Joe Biden met her for the first time. Apparently, Joe Biden ripped out a long and loud, impossible to ignore fart, and the Queen of England hasn't stopped talking about it. She hasn't stopped talking about the 78-year-old's loud fart. Hilariously, this also happened to be at the environmental mitigation of gas emissions conference called the COP26 summit. So, great timing, Joe. Also, we can point to Joe Biden leaving a interview in the middle of an interview, in the middle of a question of the interview, for what seems to be absolutely no reason. Now, Joe Biden's fossil in D.C. He's never, ever seen a camera he doesn't like. Joe Biden's done a bunch of interviews. So don't tell me that Joe Biden didn't know what was going on here. Joe Biden got up from the best that we can guess, a emergency senior moment, and just walked off set, live interview in the middle of the interview. This was on MSNBC.
And the ones that didn't vote for your bills but run on them.
That's right.
Mr. President, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
It's great
to have you. Thank you. Don't go anywhere. It's a very exciting day around here. We'll have reaction and analysis to everything we just heard.
Look at that. Look at how they try to cover it up on MSNBC. The panic in her eyes. Oh, what's just happening? Why is Joe Biden walking off set? And this cameraman deserves an award. Catching Joe Biden just wobbling off set. Takes his mic with him and everything. Remarkable. You have to assume that it's a senior moment. Also, my butt's been wiped. This is the video. This is the video that Joe Biden posted yesterday for the eclipse.
Does
Joe Biden look like he has the full motion of his arms there? There's no way. There's no way.
Don't be silly.
Watch this. Why does Joe Biden's arms tense up here like he's a raptor? What's going on there?
Folks,
what is this?
Enjoy the eclipse, but play it safe. Don't be silly.
Why does his arms go like this? This is not a man who obviously is in control of all of his faculties or physical capabilities. And that is why it's very interesting that just this weekend, Donald Trump suggested, this is breaking right now, that Joe Biden soiled his pants in the Oval Office. Donald Trump suggests Joe Biden soiled the coveted Resolute desk as he blasts president over border policy in comments made to investor dinner where he raised $50 million. Donald Trump claimed that Joe Biden soiled the desk during a fundraiser. Not sure if he's talking literally or if he's talking metaphorically here. Let's read. Donald Trump has implied that Joe Biden defecated on the Resolute desk during a billionaire's fundraiser in Palm Beach, the most successful political fundraiser in history for either party. Source told the New York Times that Trump made the remarks during a 45-minute presentation at the dinner hosted by investor John Paulson. The comments came as Trump lambasted Biden border policy and mocked him for making poor decisions behind the Resolute desk, which was a gift by Queen Victoria in 1880. This is maybe the first queen that heard Joe Biden had a long fart. The Resolute desk is beautiful, Trump proclaimed. Ronald Reagan used it and others use it. He then sounded disgusted, according to the unnamed attendee, that he's using it. I might not use it next time. It's been soiled. I mean literally, which is sad. So, I mean, literally means that Joe Biden soiled himself, and there's no other explanation for that in the English language, that Joe Biden soiled himself on the desk. I mean, I don't know. What else can you take from that? The source reported that the guests broke into laughter, interpreting the remark as the former president saying Joe Biden defecated on the desk. Many people think Joe Biden wears a diaper. There have been many bits and pieces of footage that seems to show Joe Biden wearing a diaper. The remarks followed a tirade against Biden's immigration policy, which includes migrants being shipped in and brought in and deposited into the country, according to Trump. The former president claimed the newly arrived migrant makes Hell's Angels look like extremely nice people. That sounds just like Trump, actually. These are people coming from prisons and jails, Trump said. They're coming in just unbelievable place in the country, and that's obviously been proven time and time and time again. So this is what Donald Trump had to say, obviously, about Joe Biden. We've had members of Congress come on our show and say that Joe Biden did, in fact, defecate himself, and that they know this for a fact. We'll play that clip, actually, in just a moment. Here's what Donald Trump said publicly at this event. The rest of the event was private.
Just wanting change. The rich people want it. Poor people want it. Everybody wants change. Our country is really doing poorly. We're a laughing stock all over the world, and we're going to get that change very quickly. And this has been some incredible evening before it even starts, because people, they wanted to contribute to a cause of making America great again, and that's what's happened. We're going to make America great again. Everyone knows it. The election's going to be in now a little more than 6 months, and it's going to be the most important, I believe, election we've ever had. I think it's going to go down as the most important date in the history of our country. That's November 5th, will be the most important date in the history of our country. And thank you very much. Thank you very much for being here.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's what Donald Trump said publicly. And then privately, he said that Joe Biden, well, soiled himself. Now, this was at the most successful fundraiser in political history of the country. Donald Trump, again, raising $50 million. This is double the amount that Joe Biden raised the week previously. Of course, libs be big mad on life support, quite frankly. President Biden is raising more money for his campaign tonight than Donald Trump raised in the entire month of February. 1 minute later, Trump's $50 million gala set to double Biden's triple president fundraiser. The fundraising smash, of course, broke all records. Donald Trump saying the biggest night in fundraising of all time will double the Biden number of last week at Radio City. People are desperate for change. They want to make America great again. And, you know, it's really interesting how you haven't heard much from the media. There was a lot of fawning coverage that Joe Biden raised $25 million in a night. It took two former presidents, Lizzo, Stephen Colbert, to raise $25 million for Biden. Trump had a dinner and raised double that amount. The only way that he loses the election is if they steal it again. Ladies and gentlemen, pretty amazing. I mean, look at the fawning and squeeing from our press over Joe Biden raising half of what Donald Trump did, and so the press won't talk about it. Interestingly enough, Joe Biden took the wheelchair entrance into Radio City Hall. This is quite a funny video. Maybe this is something that Joe Biden had to do because they were worried about Joe Biden soiling himself. Not exactly sure. Maybe Joe Biden did soil himself during this moment, during the speech, when a protester screamed at Joe Biden and called him a mass murderer.
There was an insurrection.
Shame on you, Joe Biden! Shame on you! Shame on you! You are funding genocide in Palestine, and no amount of full concern that you do will change the billions that you are doing! You did blood on your hands!
Okay. So nobody was really that excited to see Joe Biden. There were more protesters outside than there were people inside the event, and the people who were inside the event were asked to defend Joe Biden's policies. They weren't asked about the defecation, but were asked about the shitty policies of Joe Biden.
Biden's greatest accomplishment?
Let's not do that. I'm sorry. That's right. Oh my God, not ready.
The Inflation Reduction Act.
But inflation's gone wild.
No, it hasn't. I can always drill down and find a little nugget of badness.
Biden's not drilling.
A bigger part.
They're not going to use this. You're talking to Jesse Watt.
I think that's really, really great. But there's nothing better than Donald Trump doing a Joe Biden impression. Donald Trump is the one who obviously made these remarks, and Donald Trump does the best Joe Biden impression. Donald Trump obviously knows Joe Biden better than his own supporters, who can't name a single thing that Joe Biden has done.
I imitate Biden because he can't find his way off the stage, as you all know. He makes a speech that lasts usually about a minute and a half because the octane starts to wear off at a quickly. You ever notice he starts off strong? Within about 2 minutes, he can't talk anymore. And then he walks off. You ever notice he always goes like this? Then he comes back up to the mic, and he's looking. He's totally lost. There's stairs all over the place. He could go there, here. He could jump off the front of the damn platform. But he always goes like this.
So Donald Trump, a legend for that one. MTG, who's a strong Trump ally, told us on the show, kind of took my breath away, actually, quite frankly, and made me hold my nose, that she knows for a fact, according to her own sources in Congress, that Joe Biden did defecate himself on a trip abroad, meeting other world leaders. We'll let MTG confirm that for you. First-hand knowledge? Here you go. So Alex Jones, in a recent interview, said that Joe Biden was caught naked at the White House, wandering around 2 a.m., doesn't know where he is, doesn't know who he is. You work in Washington, D.C. You're on committees with access to classified information and a lot of knowledge. You're a very well-known member of Congress. Have you ever heard anything like this?
Well, I can't get into specifics, but I've heard very bad rumors as well. And I can't tell you who told me that and where that came from. But we've heard terrible things. And like I said, the evidence of that has been.
Can you give us some of them? Like what kind of terrible thing?
Well, I would say that what Alex Jones told his viewers is not far off. And that's a terrifying and unfortunate situation. But I'll go a step further. We saw Joe Biden on a trip in a foreign country. I believe it was last year, or perhaps maybe it was 2021. And he fell down and definitely had an accident, and that was hard for them to cover up. But this is the reality of people in their 80s or late stage in life, especially when they suffer from conditions like late stage dementia or Alzheimer's. This is where people's faculties fail, and it's not uncommon. But unfortunately, Joe Biden is having it happen to him literally while he is being president of the United States. And this is another reason why I think we'll see them take Joe Biden and replace him with someone like Michelle Obama.
So you're saying that Joe Biden fell and soiled himself on a trip abroad?
That's what I heard happened to him, and that's what many other people were told as well.
There's been a lot of reports of him letting out a long, loud fart in the presence of the King and Queen of England, and that comes directly from the royal family. So, I guess maybe this is Joe Biden showing us renewable gas and how valuable green energy can be.